So welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook now, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My next guest is Roy Hansen. He's the Vice President of ADH Electric and Solar. I want you to tell everybody, first, a little bit about you and what you all do and what makes you so different.
So my name is Roy Hansen, Vice President of ADH Solar and Electrical. What we do is we do everything residentially and commercially related to electrical, anywhere from changing out a little outlet to changing out a switch to wiring in a complete building. We kind of handle it all. We do specialize in solar both residentially and commercially, and along with specializing in the solar, we try to educate our customers or the consumer on understanding the ins and outs of solar, as in so they're not paying too much and not basically getting things that are not needed for their personal situation.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about that, and a lot of people need to get educated on this and why it's so important to have you come in and check out their house and make sure that it's ready for those solar panels, because just putting those solar panels on ain't gonna do it, folks.
No, not at all. So there's a bunch of different avenues that we like to kind of go through and check before doing the solar, like checking your consumption and how much power that is that you are using monthly, averaged out throughout the year. We do like to see possibly if you have an electric hot water heater, if you have a timer or not. That's a good area on where you can save power that's not needing to be used when you're not using the appliance. Other things we do are install things like KVAR systems, which are whole home load balancing systems, and it basically makes your equipment run a lot more efficient. And the more efficient you get, the less money you're spending to the power company. Now, the solar will overall save you the most money. It's basically an investment, right? You purchase the solar for X amount of dollars, you average out what your bill's been, you kind of do the math to figure out your ROI, and then once you figure that out, you'll know, okay, 3, 5, 10 years, my solar and this money that I have will be kind of washed out and paid for itself. But what's cool about that is you'll continue to produce your own power, so then you're almost like in the positive side on that investment. Because equipment doesn't technically just go away or fail or give up and break. And if it does, there's warranties to kind of handle that. So that's where we come in to just try to educate the consumer and not just knock your door, hey, here's solar, sign here, and you're kind of lost in the dark that I've seen in a lot of other situations.
Well, what I like too is do a in-home an evaluation, right?
Correct. Yes,
and I
we
think
do.
that's really important. What does that look like when you get there?
So when we show up to do a whole home evaluation, we're checking to verify that the windows are good. We have a company that deals with that. Insulation, we have another company that'll deal with that as well. Electrically, again, like I brought up, checking things like the water heater, your usage, kind of bring up little pointers, like if you have the older, like squiggly CFL style bulbs, we kind of recommend to go LED. There's just a lot of little different things that we like to check. It's the little details that make a difference.
Now, when you work statewide, and they're both residential and commercial, you can check them out on their website, which is ADHSolar.com, and the phone number to call them is 623-688-0663. They are rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're going to do a free in-home solar estimate for you, a free in-home energy evaluation, which really is the most important part about the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that when August was on, he said that you are electric, commercial, residential, A to Z.
Correct. So I think some things that me and August notice is when you call ADH Solar and Electrical, most people just assume that ADH only does solar panel related things, but we are a full service electrical contractor, both residentially and commercially. So we do provide service. So if you have a flip breaker that won't turn on, an outlet that's smoking, or any other electrical needs that you need, we're there for that. Commercially, we've been in situations, for like example, McDonald's needing work done, and a commercial electrician was needed, so we were there for that as well. So we're pretty well rounded all around when it comes to electrical and solar. So.
And you have to make it make sense. And if you're not going to have that electrical evaluation done on your home, it doesn't make sense to even go solar, because all of the money is really going out some of the windows.
Correct.
Into the attic.
Correct.
Or wherever.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like, if you're going to spend the money, why not go all the way and make sure you're doing it the right way?
So why does somebody want to call ADH Solar and Electrical over any of the similar companies?
So, this is something that I like to talk about, and the reason being is not bad-mouthing any other companies, but in my personal experiences, I feel the other companies are more like a factory, a run-through-the-mill. They have sales guys that, for say, maybe don't understand solar to complete fullness, but they do know how to size a somewhat decent-sized system, get the job sold, they get their money, and they think everyone's happy, but then when we come around to a lot of these situations, we find the homeowner's not happy, as in the offset math wasn't done right, the whole home isn't basically efficiently brought up to save the money. So I feel what makes us different is you're going to get the mom and pop shop feel, you're going to get the corporate level professionalism from us, and then you are not going to get rushed. We're basically going to take time and see exactly what it is you need or want, kind of meet in the middle, or take it all the way and do it the best we can. So
the other thing that's important for people to know that at December 31st, 2025, something big is going to happen, and this is another reason why you want to jump on this now.
So the federal efficiency tax credit will be going away. So what that does mean for those that are looking for solar, if you kind of get on it now, get it installed and up and going before December 31st, you are given a 30% tax credit. And I mean, that's kind of nice, or extremely nice, I should say, versus after December 31st, that does go away. So act now.
Act now, folks. And you know what the best thing to do is to give them a call and let them come and do a free, they're going to do both, the solar estimate and the home energy evaluation. Let them come and let them do that. Their number is 623-688-0663. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're also statewide. And one of the other things that August said, the one he was on here the last time, is we put it where the sun does shine.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, and a lot of people, when they go solar, they've had people already gone through it.
Correct.
And maybe didn't have a really good, experience.
Exactly.
Can you help those people too?
Yes, so actually just recently, last week, there was a situation where a customer had 16 panels on the house, and that's what they were told by another company is what they needed. They still had an excessive electric bill, around $300. Long story short, we did the evaluation. We went through the house, kind of compared all the numbers, and formed them an add-on to their existing system to get the offset brought to where they were needed. And our add-on was less money than their original install with more panels. So that could kind of give you an understanding of where we are to try to save the money, give you a quality product for as cheap as possible. So
the other thing that's nice about them is that if you need a little light switch changed.
Correct.
You could do something. It doesn't matter. No job is
too small or too big. We handle everything, and everything gets treated as equally important as the other.
Let's talk about solar, okay? Now, is solar right for everybody?
If you want to be general with that situation, I would say no. There are certain factors I feel that do play in or dictate. For example, if you're renting a home and it's for, say, not your home, I wouldn't look at getting the solar because the investment may not be there. Solar could come to people, that that own the home, their electric bill is what it is, and they plan on staying there a while, or maybe making that property a rental property. You could obtain the passive income or the savings that way from there. So
There's a lot of reasons why
Exactly.
to go solar,
Yes, definitely
especially
is.
right now.
Absolutely.
And it's what I say that is because not all it isn't for everybody, but the only way you really know is by going in there and having these evaluations
Yes,
done.
give us a call and we'll basically tell you yes or no if it's worth it or not.
He's statewide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. You can check him out on their website, which is ADHSolar.com, both residential and commercial. Their phone number to call is 623-688-0663. The best thing to do is to first find out whether or not they can help you with all the different things within your house. So that's gonna make sense to go solar at the end. And that's what they're here for. Again, 623-688-0663. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. Am I doing okay? Am I doing okay?
I think you're doing great. Am I doing okay?
You're doing
Oh, I
fine.
feel like a rock star today, brother. Huh?
You're doing good.
So I should like start a radio business now?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you think about it, you can do this on the radio all day long,
Right.
you know? But that's what this is, that platform to do that. That's what that offers.
Yeah, I
you.
definitely like it or enjoy it.
That's good, I'm glad.
How do I sound?
Not everybody needs solar because their roof is too small.
Yeah, well, yeah. I kind of stumbled on that one, I felt like.
You did good. It was good.
How much have I been stumbling? I feel
Not
like.
good. You've been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Are you running out of questions? Did you ask them already?
No, I don't think so yet.
Perfect.
I did, but I got a couple more here to go.
One thing that I did want to like maybe touch base on that August or no one's talked about
What's
is
that?
we do offer like 24/7 emergency like electrical service. So I think in the like last question I was like I brought up like if I have an outlet that's out late at night but I need to use it, do I hesitate to call? I don't know, something like that. I just want
He's
to.
telling me what to
Well,
do.
no, just bouncing ideas. I do want to bring that in.
What was that? Say it again.
So just basically that we're bringing it 24/7. We
Oh,
are
gotcha.
on that service. Not telling you what to do. I
I
apologize.
still was, don't you be so, this be more fun than that.
Right.
So welcome back, everyone. You know, we're talking a lot more than just solar today right now because there's so much more that you really have to do to your home to make sure that you're going to get an efficient working solar system because
Correct.
it just makes sense. And one of the things that you also wanted to talk about is that you're bringing on a 24/7 electrical emergency system that you're going to be bringing
Correct.
to
So
people.
basically, we do provide 24/7 emergency service repair. So let's say something electrically happens, a disaster, whatever, at night. Do not hesitate to call us. We will get you scheduled and handled from there. So just something to be known about. I know sometimes when things happen, people are like, "Oh, I'll wait till the morning," or "Oh, we can wait a day." You do kind of risk the fire hazard issue depending on the severity of the issue. So please do not hesitate to call us.
Also, no job is either too big or too small.
That is correct.
And that's important that you all know that these are the people to call. Their phone number is 623-688-0663. You can check them out on the website, which is ADHsolar.com. And I would put the phone number in your phone so that you have that number right there when somebody, when something happens. It usually happens when? In the middle of the night.
When you least want it to or expect it to, that's when the
Exactly.
issues do.
So their number
arise.
again is 623-688-0663. They are statewide and are both residential and commercial. And for anyone that didn't hear this, one of the biggest reasons to do this now instead of waiting, do not procrastinate, and most people do,
Absolutely.
right? Don't procrastinate on this because at the end of this year, what's happening?
The federal tax credit for efficiency is going away. And what that is a 30% tax credit that you get if you're able to purchase solar and have it installed before December 31st.
And again, for people that are living in their residential homes, it's worth it to go.
Absolutely.
The bills just keep on going higher. They're not gonna get any lower.
No, that is the truth. And if you own a commercial property as well, like let's say you own a restaurant or a mechanic shop, you probably have a pretty extensive electric bill. We are also able to provide solar in those situations as well to kind of help alleviate the cost on running your business. It's all about, spending a little money to make a little more, and that's what we're here for.
Now, I wanna talk about door knockers for a second.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, a lot of people, they're running out and they're just knocking on the doors and they're trying to sell you solar. First of all, don't just do solar, that's number one that we've learned here today. But what do you think about those people?
So, I can respect a door knocker for the fact of they are going out chasing to get the job and, in a sense, hustling after what they're after, right? But what I've learned in my experience of this trade is a typical door knocker doesn't fully understand electrical or solar or home efficiency, and they are there just chasing for, say, the money or the check off the sale. So I tend to tell people to be a little leeryous. Typically, most companies with door knockers tend to have more fees and overhead. Therefore, your overall cost is going to be raised. We don't do or handle door knockers. We typically go by word of mouth or wait for people to call in on us. Is typically how our sales go.
And again, tell them what happens. They call you, you come in and you're going to do this evaluation. What do you need to do? What do you need from them?
So when we arrive, the first thing we're going to ask for is the last year of your power bill usage. And basically, if you have APS, SRP, ED3, you get on the website, you look it up. We then run the numbers and create an average for the power that's needed to offset the bill. We will then give you an option of 80%, 100%, or 125% over. And that's basically just going to dictate on how much you're saving on average. There is no right or wrong way to choose, but we kind of go over that. Then once that's all handled, we do the free whole home energy efficiency audit, and that's where we go through checking things, the window, the insulations, and then verifying that the power is all being used accordingly and not just getting wasted.
Now, I want to ask you, when you come in and you're giving them all this information, after you've done that, what does the electrical evaluation look like?
So what the electrical evaluation would look like is basically we go through the house testing GFIs to make sure they're all up and working, because that is a safety hazard at that point. We do also check all the outlets. You'd be surprised on average how many people have outlets that are not working that they don't realize because they don't use them. And that might sound like, well, why would I want to fix it if I don't use it? Because a lot of the times when you have an issue with an outlet or something small like that, there could be a bigger underlying issue as in a melted connection, potential fire hazard. And then once we get out of the house, we check the panel. We do amp draws to make sure breakers aren't overloaded to capacity, wire sizes aren't wrong. and just everything's kind of up to code and safe, because electrical work kind of has to be extremely safe, because there's a lot of risks and hazards that come along with it.
How about their pools?
So with the pools, we technically check the electrical equipment as if the motors aren't overamping, anything along those lines. Verify timers are working and everything else, so it's not just running nonstop.
And with the, let's talk about commercial, because commercial is quite different than residential.
So commercial is different but the same. At the end of the day, there's still power. It might be bigger power or higher voltages, but we still go through and provide the same process that we would in a residential home into a commercial property, verifying outlets and plugs, GFIs, the panels getting all checked and ohmed out and tested, looking for any safety hazards or on work that's not for say brought up to code. We like to address that as well, because at the end of the day we want to be efficient, we want to be safe, and everything to work as it should.
Well, they're statewide, they're both residential and commercial. They do free in-home solar estimates as well as free in-home energy evaluations. Very important to have that done, because really you're just wasting your time.
Correct.
You know, and even if you've gone solar, if you've had a bad taste in your mouth from solar, a lot of people have.
Absolutely.
They hear stories. They talk to their neighbors. They talk to everybody else, and everybody's saying what their experience is. Again, your experience is going to be completely different than any of those because you live differently too.
Right. So basically, what we like to do is educate homeowners or the consumers on solar. And that's probably the biggest thing that's different from us compared to anyone else, because we would rather lose for, say, a sale or not push a sell because a consumer has a better understanding of what they thought they wanted, rather than trying to force a sell and then a year, 6 months, whatever down the road, that consumer has a hard time with us or some unbitter feelings because there was some dishonesty. So we pride ourselves on being honest and in having great integrity. So
the other thing that I wanted to ask you is once they call you, have you come in and do this, how long does it take to get for the process?
So there's a little bit of variables there. So some areas like Phoenix, permitting can take up to 45 days. So given the fact of the solar tax credit, that could put a crimp. But let's say other areas, the whole turnkey process, 1 to 2 weeks.
Well, the best thing to do is to call them now, especially if you want to get in on the tax credit. That's huge right there.
Correct. It's free money essentially. If you
Right.
think about it, you're going to spend whatever you spend on the solar. Let's say you have spent $10,000 hypothetically on the solar. 30% of that is $3,000 that, as a tax write-off, you can use. So essentially, you're only spending $7,000 on that equipment.
And how fast do they start seeing once you've gone in there and you've really done all of this estimates, all of the evaluations, the solar panels have been up, how fast do they start seeing?
So it depends on the time of the year. So let's say you get it installed this time of the year, we're rolling into winter, the air conditioners aren't running as hard.
Right.
First thing you're going to notice is your bill, even if you only went with an 80% offset, your bill's going to be almost zero. You're just going to have some connection fees, and you're going to be like, oh wow, we're really doing it. But where I feel people notice the benefit of solar in Arizona the most is summertime. We all have to cool our houses. Some houses I've been to have 4+ air conditioners. And it just gets to the point, those are some of your major power suckers. So I would say relatively immediately you'll notice the savings kick in.
Call now. This is the time to do it, because coming December 31st of this year, the federal government tax credit of that 30% is going bye-bye. And you're going to want to get in on that. That's the best thing that you could do is call now. Let them do this free solar estimate for you, the in-home evaluation on your energy. It's so important to do that first and make sure then the last thing is the solar panels.
Absolutely.
Again, you can check them out on their website. It is adhsolar.com. They're both residential and commercial. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. Their phone number is 623-688-0663.